Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show. It's featuring the Zoom homies, produced by L&K Productions.
Where's Ken?
Yep, was having a few technical difficulties.
That's been all week for me. Now I got to send this hard drive to a $300 data recovery. Now I get to have experience with those people. Poor girl. 5 years of her works on an external hard drive. Why would you do that when I put an SSD drive in your computer 2 years ago?
No backup?
No backup.
Good Lord.
She saw my Synology NAS I have here. She said, "What's that?" Well, I use macro and reflect, backs up all three of my computers to my network hard drive. Why not? Do that, and I have it on the cloud too. What if somebody takes the thing or the house burns down? Duh. Well, I'll preach that.
Nobody listens.
I preach it to myself and even fight my own self in the butt sometimes. Oops, I didn't do it. Lost a bunch of data. I retrieved it though, luckily. That was photos. Ooh, that's not good. I'll get a call from somebody or email from somebody 5 years later wanting a photo that I took way back when. That's an easy $60.
Hello, Ken.
Hello, Chris. Hello, Alex. Hello, Tim. Hello,
Hello.
Winmute. Hello, Greg.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
Oh, I gotta send that guy email to that video
Running
link.
late and I had technical difficulties.
Not often. I'm not sure how long we'll be able to stay on tonight. I don't know how my phone will deal with running this Zoom over the computer, but we'll see. Because everybody else in town has been without power all day, but my power's been on, but I've been without internet, so I've been dealing with about less than 10 megs down all day.
Really?
Really.
And you just got fiber optics?
I did, but because of this really bad weather, this ice weather we've been having, the fiber is down. So I gotta wait till tomorrow. I call the customer service because they have something up on their system, so that when I try to call them, their automated system doesn't accept our phone number. The last time I called them,
How many times have you called them? They probably blocked you.
The last time I called them to do something, I called them to have the phone like the voice part turned off. And I'm thinking when they did that, maybe it messed up something on the account, so like we can't use that phone number or whatever. But I gotta wait to call me tomorrow because
Turn the voice. Yeah, you canceled the phone line, so yeah, you don't have that number anymore. What?
Well, see, the thing is, the customer service told when I called and asked to cancel the phone part of the service, the customer service lady told me that I would still use that that I would still use that old number to
Is it
like when
ID or something?
like when I call for like ID.
Hmm.
But now they can't look it up. They can't look. The automated system can't look up the account by that number for some odd reason. And so I gotta wait tomorrow to call them, or I just gotta wait tomorrow because I ask on Facebook and everybody around town are saying if their internet's out. So
You're on cell phone
we'll
right now?
see. Right now I'm on cell phone. Have been all day. These are the speeds I've been doing with all day.
So here's a novel idea in question. Is there any way possible, since their internet is down, that maybe their system is down due to the fact their internet is down?
Could be.
They probably lost power.
Yeah.
That's
Or
what
they
I've been
could be,
thinking.
they could be in the part of the town that's lost power.
What about that node where the wire hooks up?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought that node or whatever their fiber cabinet lost power or something.
They do run on power because there's a power line
Didn't
going
bury
to
the
the one.
cable.
But the thing is, the fiber jack in my house in my room, it's flashing and blinking and carrying on like all the lights are on, like it's running normally, but it's not. And I've done rebooted.
Is there a way to reset that?
No, there's not. They would have to do that. There's not a way for me to do that. I mean, I've done all I can do, and that is reboot the fiber jack and reboot the router.
Okay, so you can reboot something other than the router.
I can reboot the fiber jack and I can reboot the router, and I've done both multiple times to no avail.
Okay.
But wouldn't it be something? I'm not saying this is the cause, but wouldn't it be something if they canceled the service all of a sudden because that phone number that we called to have disconnected is no longer active?
That's one of the possibilities. I think it's more a possibility of the fact, since you guys are having really horrible weather right now and that power's out in 90% of the town, that it's just they don't have any power, or because your internet's out, chances are their internet's out too, and the phone system is probably running by the internet.
VLC.
That's the reason. Yeah, it is if you're on fiber, but that's the reason why I've been asking on Facebook, and other people are saying that theirs is out. So
I think if I take that trip to Fernandina Beach, Florida, I think you can drive on the beach there. That would be cool.
I didn't realize you could still drive on the beaches in Florida.
Some places you can.
Oh yeah, I drove my motorcycle on Daytona Beach with no helmet. The only law they have on the beach is 5 miles an hour. Now that might have changed.
it's just funny to me that everybody else is complaining about if they lost power, but our power hasn't even flickered, but we lost internet. That's just funny to me.
I want to spin wheels on the beach.
See Gary come in and Sean came in.
Yeah.
Set the bell so I'll hear anybody else that comes in. I just happened to be looking at Zoom when they came in.
You want to see something funny? So remember that hard drive that I told you had all the information on it?
For purposes of the conversation, sure. Hold on, let me spotlight you because nobody can see that.
I've never seen this on a hard drive. So it has SATA power, and then it has IDE power too. I've seen that before.
I have too.
Why does it have like two different power sources? It's probably an older drive.
That's old school. I'm looking at one right here, right now on my desktop.
Yeah.
Well, what about the actual data part of the connection? Is it only SATA or is it IDE too? Is it either or?
You say to,
Just
It's
say,
SATA.
yeah.
I don't know why they put the extra part in there. That's kind of weird. I've never had figured that out, but it works.
probably cause some of the old computers came with that Molex and SATA. And if you didn't have another SATA, you could use the Molex.
I don't know.
Computers that were IDE and SATA, they had the Molex and SATA cables, so you could use either one.
Well, Ken, I got my Social Security handled. So instead of them putting it on a check, it's going to come on a debit card.
Okay.
So every month they'll load it on the debit card, so I don't have to. So I don't have to have a bank account or cash a check. I'll just go directly on a card.
So did you get the other facility completely out of the picture then?
Well, no, I'm still missing all my stuff. My mom's telling me not to contact them, but I don't know how else to get my stuff back if I don't contact them. So, and I was like, you know what? I need to contact them and try to get it back before I make a police report. Police are going to be like, well, did you try to get it back? No. Oh, then you can't do a report until you try to get back yourself. So I don't know how to contact. My mom doesn't want me contacting them. So I don't know how I'm supposed to get it back if I don't try.
No, you let the proper authorities handle that. What she's saying is she doesn't want you to personally contact them. There are ways to get that done.
Yeah, we still don't have a case manager or nothing.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe, actually. But then again, I don't live in Arizona, so.
We have a navigator, but we don't have a case manager.
Well, you bought a navigator?
No, it's a person that's called a navigator for like United Healthcare and stuff.
Oh,
So yeah, so
okay. Robert said, "Don't call 199 the next 3 days. He's working." How is
That's
your
funny.
weather in Tennessee, Robert?
Cold.
I haven't looked actually.
They got a lot of rain going up from New Orleans all the way to Greensboro right now.
So you can drive on the beach there.
Yeah.
And what I was talking about,
No.
Where are you talking about?
let's see, was it Fernandina Beach, Florida?
Have you ever been to Tybee Island, Chris?
I have.
That's a fun place. So they start doing that orange crust crap.
Robert says, "Finally, the roads are clear." He sent pictures yesterday, the day before. They had nothing but ice, a big old sheet of ice. Looked fun, actually.
Well, I'm hoping tomorrow the weather forecast is accurate and it actually warms up like it's supposed to. It's supposed to be sunny and like 42 degrees tomorrow is the high. Can't wait. And the next day it's supposed to be like 50, and the next day it's supposed to be like 60.
We're supposed to be a little chilly tomorrow and then warming up next week, and they're saying it might get into the 60s, but I doubt it. If it does, it's supposed to rain, so.
It's been low as 32 here, and highs is after lunch, highs of, I don't know, around 59. Right after lunchtime, I'm starting to sweat. And I grew up in the cold, and when it's that cold in the morning, you get used to it. Then when it warms up to about 59, I'm like, oh crap, it's hot. Crazy day, crazy week this week.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise, the school here is closed again tomorrow. But everybody was expecting it to be.
What store is closed tomorrow?
The school.
Oh, school. I thought you said store.
The stores are open. Walmart tried to open multiple times today, but apparently they would try to open and the power would go off again. And it would come back on and they would open, it would go off. So I guess they just gave up, kind of like me with this internet. I kind of just have given up today, so I'll wait till tomorrow and see if it comes back on by itself.
Walmart
Or
should have a backup, but I guess it's been out so long that their backup's gone down.
well,
Excuse
in
me.
my experience, they won't let anybody in at all. They'll block the driveway if the power goes out. They won't let anybody in at all because they're afraid of people stealing stuff.
What, at Walmart?
At
They
Walmart.
gotta pull
Is
everything
the
in the freezers too, probably.
is the Waffle House open? I mean Waffle House.
We don't have a Waffle House here in this town, but there's
Oh.
one 30 minutes from here. I don't know if it's open or not. They have a green light, yellow light, and red light system
Yeah,
to see how
I
much
know about that.
menu ability they have.
That's one place that stays open no matter what.
24/7.
Yep,
How does my video look tonight?
crystal clear. I'm looking at the YouTube side. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's always been a weird issue, so I'm gonna ignore
It
that.
looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look any different than normal. So
Well, that's what
I'd say
would
you
want.
pay too much for your router and your internet. You could just run it from your hotspot. Save money.
You're running from a
No.
hotspot right now?
Yes, I'm running from a hotspot right now. I've been running my iPad, my TV, and my computer off hotspot all day because
What are you using for a hotspot? Your cell phone, or
My
do you have
cell
a
phone.
separate? Oh, okay.
no,
I've
I
done
have
that
a cell
before.
phone.
You got unlimited data on that?
Yeah. Well, technically, it's like 10. It's like unlimited data for the actual phone, and then it's like 10 gigs of hotspot. But like I've not even used 4 gigs of hotspot. So I'm doing pretty good for.
My phone is actually with Xfinity or Comcast, the same thing me and Doug uses. I've used that hotspot and actually had 3 computers connected to it because we were at a dead zone somewhere at the airport somewhere. I was like, hey, I can open my hotspot. You guys connect to that. It didn't bother nothing.
With these Android phones, you can actually, if you've got a USB-C to Ethernet adapter, you can actually plug it in, and you can use your hotspot, but you can share the hotspot over Ethernet with a computer that don't have Wi-Fi.
I tried that
You can
one
do that
time.
with
I
an
didn't see.
iPhone.
I tried that one time. I didn't see any difference between the Wi-Fi and the hardwired, I should say.
Probably not, because the actual data connection is still coming from your
Yeah, you
hotspot.
still.
That's only for if you've got a computer that doesn't have a Wi-Fi adapter.
Yeah, you're still using mobile networks. So.
Also,
me-
you could do that on iPhones.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I can do it on my phone. It's an option under the hotspot setting.
Well, I'm not an iPhone fan, so I don't know. The only thing I'd like about Apple, me being a pilot, would be the having ForeFlight, but you need an iPad to use it to navigate.
I'm thinking about, to help my mom out, I'm thinking about moving the router and the modem towards the middle of the house because she has terrible internet. And I think if I move it to like the middle, that's what Terry said. It shouldn't be like on one side of the house. It should just be like in the middle of the house so everybody can get Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah, you want to.
Listening,
I
Alex?
think I'm going to move it.
That's
That's
how
how much
much.
he's used.
And that's just today. That's a 30-day report, but that's just today because yesterday I had barely used any.
You haven't scratched the surface. That's not bad.
And that's with 3 devices on it.
That's not bad at all.
Your mom and dad get to use that as well, or did you block them out?
I mean, they can. Now their phone data, because they're on AT&T proper, AT&T 5G proper, they've got a whole lot faster mobile data connection than I do on their phones. But the catch is because they are using AT&T proper, and because they have unlimited data, as far as I know, AT&T AT&T does not include hotspot with that unlimited data on their plan, so they do not have hotspot.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. It's an extra charge.
I've got it on my phone, but trade-off is the speed during the daytime when I'm sitting here in this particular spot.
I don't know how the heck I got it. I guess it came with it.
It's really crappy, but only if I'm sitting in this spot connected to the tower I'm always connected to here in town. Anywhere else I
move
go,
5 feet back and 2 feet to your left. Let's see what happens.
if that won't help. But anywhere else I go, I think I've showed you before. I can be driving down the road at 70 miles an hour during the daytime.
I need to turn the heat up in here.
And get over 100 depending on where I'm at.
Kenny Witten says middle of the house and about 6 to 7 feet off the floor is best for router location. Unless you live in Arkansas and then it goes in your bedroom and everybody suffers. Verizon does that too, and I have the plan with the hotspot. Yeah, AT&T charges you for a hotspot. I know that because I used to be with AT&T. I've never had a need for hotspot, so I don't know if T-Mobile offers it or not.
You guys got me curious. I think mine comes with my plan. I might have to look into that.
Who's your carrier?
Comcast.
Who is your carrier?
Comcast.
Oh, you have your
my cell phone. Yeah.
Wow, you take risks, don't you?
Yeah. But I will say, it's really not Comcast. They're using Verizon's towers, but I'm paying Comcast for it.
Yeah, that's what Bobby just said. It's on Verizon's towers.
Yeah, it is. I know that for a fact.
All these other
The only thing I don't like about that, it will automatically connect to any Xfinity Wi-Fi that's one of those share things they do. Yeah, it took me forever to figure out how to disable that stuff. So basically, like me and Doug, we use Comcast for our internet, but there's a setting in there if somebody has like one of these mobile devices, it automatically connects to that route, or not, I shouldn't say router, but the modem. So this phone will do that. It took me forever to disable it. It was a pain in the butt because I'd be going down the street. It's like, what the heck? I'm connecting to this person. Nah, I don't want that because I don't know who they are. That's something they did.
Hey, Chris,
basically the reason why they did that, so if you're in a dead zone, you still can use your phone. It's kind of dumb, but it works. I disabled all that crap.
If you go to the beach you're wanting to go to, I just read a thing that they just had a pop-up T-shirt stand, so you can get you a "I've been to this beach" T-shirt. Says, is it worth a visit? Apparently, there's a lot of history there, and it's chock full of historic gems. And then a pop-up yesterday T-shirt shop. So apparently, relatively new. You should get a deal on your T-shirts. I gotta check my email. I haven't done that for like
the reason why my data usage on my phone is so low is because my data, the actual connection speed on the phone is so slow that it won't let me like stream a video in anything more than 360p.
Really?
And the sad part is, I guess the tower is always so congested during the day that I'm connected to. It won't get fast until like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And then it shoots up to like almost 100.
I remember when I lived in Statesboro, Georgia, of course, internet and cell phones, everything was crap. And you could bet money on it. Soon school gets out, forget about getting on the internet. Everybody's on it at the same time.
Yeah, all the kids are out of school.
And that's the first thing they do. They run home and get on their computers.
Tim, that's when you had dial-up, wasn't it?
No, this is after dial-up. That was in Oh, oh, late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was horrible in Statesboro.
It was still slow down when everybody was on back then.
My very first cell phone, a handheld, I had to buy an adapter to hook to the antenna and would run it outside my place on top of the just to be able to talk to somebody. It was horrible. Now you don't have to. I've
That's
been out
one thing I
there.
don't.
I've been out there to visit. Everything's good now, but back then, forget
I remember
about it.
those days, old cell phones. Listen, I used to listen to them on the scanner.
Robert just did a search and says that Great Guy has the fastest and best cell phone ever.
Oh, I'm curious. Has anybody heard anything about this Tesla phone?
Yeah,
There is such a thing?
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a deal. I was talking, me and my best friend that I've known since forever, probably since I was 14. We were just on the phone for 2 hours earlier tonight. He still lives in Roanoke, Virginia. He's talking about, yeah, they got a deal coming up. You can get one of them for $350. I was like, dude, that's a scam. But you
Yeah.
got me interested and curious now because I have heard something about that.
What's it called?
Tesla, Elon Musk,
Oh, Tesla phone.
a phone.
I have not.
I haven't had time to research it, but he's like, what kind of phone do you have? And I told him what I had. I was like, well,
Well, December 28th, 2022, there's been speculation about a potential Tesla phone rumored to be called the model PI/P, but there's no credible evidence to confirm it's and then the T's in. So,
The
must
question is,
be a scam.
since it's Tesla, and since Tesla is Elon Musk along with SpaceX,
And
will it,
Starlink.
and Starlink,
Yeah.
will it use Starlink service or SpaceX service, or will it connect to Verizon or AT&T just like everybody else does now?
I'm curious.
next
Got
one,
me interested.
yeah, the next one I clicked on, it says, assuming the phone is real, parentheses, again, we don't think it is, close parentheses, and that it would start relatively basic with just a few of the rumored features, it's likely to sit at about $800 to $1,200 for the phone.
Yeah, when he told me 350, I was like, man, that's got to be a scam. Yeah, most cell phones go for 1,200. I'm still paying for mine. I got it. I got what 5 more payments to go. And they've already got the S23 coming out for Galaxy. I think Carrie's already got one. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
getting.
I won't
I'm
be
not. I'm
jumping on
not.
that bandwagon.
I'm not going to upgrade to that because there's no. I have no problems with what I have now. I've got the S21. It works great. Now, I will complain about my earbuds that died today that I was talking to you guys on. The right ear quit playing music. I was like, well, this sucks. Well, it's still under warranty, but I got the Samsung earbuds Pro Plus 2, but the battery life sucks in them. It's only 4 hours. The ones I was talking to you guys with last night last for 13 hours, which is nice.
One thing I didn't like about the Samsung Galaxy when I had one is when you go through the Bluetooth on the car, it automatically turns the volume to halfway.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Which is annoying
and if you
when
plug
you
up
get a
headphones,
call.
if you plug up headphones, it does the same thing, and they said it's so you don't damage your ears. I'm like, well, it's my ears. If I want to damage them, I'll damage them.
Well, I'm partially deaf in my left ear. I got 82% hearing loss in my left ear.
Yeah, I got that point. I was just being smart.
But the phone's not smart enough to know whether you're connecting a Bluetooth headset or whether you're connecting it to a car.
But Chris, I haven't had that problem with any of my earbuds or anything, which is kind of interesting. Whatever volume I leave it at, and when I, a day later go to plug them in, it's at that volume.
Jim cracks me up.
What did Alex say about smart enough?
I said, with the Bluetooth, the phone's not smart enough to know whether you're connecting it to your car radio or whether you're connecting it to a Bluetooth headset.
I'll be a regular headset. It would do the same thing.
Huh.
I'll go ahead and,
Interesting.
since Jim asked.
What model phone did you have, Chris?
I think it was an S9 or something. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
it
they
does
were
that.
crap.
It does. All the phones do that with all the headsets. When you plug it in, it won't let you turn it all the way up to max. I think it's a setting you can go in and disable.
Well, isn't he talking about Bluetooth or are you talking about wired?
Either or.
Really? I had a S9. I never experienced that. Then again, I don't have a good memory.
So Jim asked how Mom's doing. I'll go ahead and give the version that can go out over the air. Mom is home.
Good.
Mom is
That's good.
resting. And I'll discuss the rest after the stream ends.
D9B Sigma Theta. Twitch
She got
viewing
home
tab-
late this evening and went straight to bed, and hopefully she'll get a good night's sleep. So Jim says he's not part of the in crowd. That's funny. Funny. Oh. It's a long day between grandson being born, Lauren having to do her thing.
Oh, wow. I remember.
Board up, and I tried to get in a little nap earlier today, but that didn't go well. So
Doug mentioned something about you on his stream this morning. You had a new grandson. Congratulations, Ken.
he was born at
Congrats.
8:48 this morning.
What's the name?
I hope it's not going to be the name that was suggested. You guys can figure this out
Not
on
sure.
your own. But Alexander Sebastian Stout.
That's a lot of names.
And Wintermute figured it out.
ASS.
ASS. I got that before he even had the word stout out of his mouth. I go, ass? So, they don't have a name picked out yet. They had one sort of kind of picked out, and then it got changed. So, I believe she goes home Sunday, and
Just
by
tell him
Sunday,
he needs to just change the middle name, but tell him he can keep the first name Alexander.
that'll never happen. That name will never be in this family, ever. It's a law. Went into effect at 8:48 this morning. And since nobody can have no more kids, guess it can't happen, can it?
Always have the evidence.
Could have named him James Tiberius. Well, actually, Jim, he was leaning towards some Star Wars names, and he's a big Spider-Man fan, and he was leaning towards some Spider-Man names, although there's not that many Spider-Man names you can use.
Oh, no, not Peter Parker.
Well, that was one of them discussed.
Ugh.
They had picked out the name Luke as possibly a middle name, and we had some jokes about that. We also had some jokes about she was actually due the 13th of this month, and I guess
A little early, huh?
things happen. He was born today, so
Duke?
Yeah, there you go.
Come on.
His first words are going to be, "Well, I want to tell you, Pilgrim." So, I'll let you know when he gets named. We get to go see him tomorrow.
I had some problems with my e-bike three or 4 weeks ago. I did a diagnostic. Had to take video, send it into the company. The bike was shipped to me from Chino, California. Come to find out, this is the very first bike company that got started. They've been in the business for 16 years.
Wow.
I started getting frustrated like Jim did with his hard drive. No response, no response. You just can't call these people. It's all email stuff. I was getting super pissed. I was like, hey, what's going on? Well, with the diagnostic I did, the battery's supposed to be putting out 48 to 52 volts. It's putting out 163 volts. What happened? I don't know. I did a diagnostic on the controller of the little computer. It's supposed to be putting out 10 volts. It's putting out 0.175. Well, come to find out, it's from China. I didn't know they shut down everything during the Chinese New Year for 2 weeks. They finally, they reached out to me here and there, and they gave me $600 of coupons and this and that. And, I don't care. I just want this fixed. It's under warranty.
Do you
They
think
were spot.
you think customer service is going to get worse now that a lot of people have lost their jobs?
I don't know. Actually, I will give them credit since their little New Year thing is over with, which was February the 1st. We've been talking back and forth. They sent me another email a little while ago, and I haven't looked at it yet. They're going to send me a brand new battery. There's nothing wrong with the controller. $640 battery. But they want me to give them a PayPal account, which I do not want to do.
Well, you can give
But
me
anyway,
a PayPal account. That'd be all right. Don't give it to them. Give it to me.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even have a PayPal account. I used to have one, but it got hacked, and that's another story. So here's the deal. Yeah, we're going to replace your battery for free, but you got to pay half the shipping cost. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, really.
And I read down. Half the cost is $60, but it's coming from China. They got one here in stock in Chino, California. Are you kidding me?
They want you to pay half the shipping to replace the one they're going to send you locally, I guess.
No, it's coming from China, not from
okay.
Chino.
All right.
So it's going to be on the ship for 3 months before I get it. Oh, that's cool. It's cold as hell. I'm not riding any bikes right now. That's cool. I'm using company truck, whatever.
Right.
But at least they're taking care of it. But at first, I was getting really, really pissed.
Well, I finally found a phone number to call the.
I got a
Filipino
$1,600 bike that I can't ride. What the heck? I had no idea. I had no idea China shut down for 2 weeks during their holidays. Wow, I'm in the wrong country, huh? Well, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I finally found a number for the Filipino store, and I think it was Tuesday I called him, and the guy finally got so exasperated. He says, "I'm going to give you a different number and
Oh
the
no.
person's name to talk to." He goes, "I don't think I can help you." And I'm like, "Well, you tried." So, long story short, we finally got her stuff ordered from the Filipino store, and they're going to ship it here. Bad news is they're charging an arm and a leg to ship it, but it beats driving over to Champaign, Illinois. I'll tell you that. I can't drive to Champaign and back. No, it's only about a 2-hour drive, but I don't like doing it. And we were only going over there to go to the Filipino store, and that's just kind of silly. Now that I know we can order it and they'll ship it to us, other than the ridiculous shipping charges, that's good.
And what is it from the Filipino store?
It's a Filipino product for her face. It's a exfoliant.
Oh,
you can't
makeup stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, stuff to take the makeup that she doesn't wear off. She experimented with other stuff, and she just didn't like it. I think it's psychological. I think because it's a Filipino product. Just when we lived in Vegas and there was 4 or 5 different places to get it, that was fine. Now that we live here, and the closest place is in Champaign, Illinois, and there's no guarantee they have it in stock, I'd hate to drive for 2.5 hours.
That's why you call them before to ask them if they got it.
No, that's why I tell her to call them before, and she doesn't do it, and then we drive, and we get there. And
It's probably a good thing these people I was dealing with don't take phone calls, just like the $300 data recovery. I probably would have cussed them out and would have never gotten my stuff replaced
so $300.
because I got a short fuse when I want something taken care of.
So $300 date is all done by email.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Matter of fact, Stefani, that girl that you seen in the background last night,
Yeah.
we're sending her hard drive there, and we talked about that last night a little bit. I was like, yeah, you got to do that. And then he was recommending her to use a screwdriver. No, don't do that. I got all the tools. We'll take it apart because he needs the serial number off the hard drive, but it's on one of those little portable deals. It's like, no, don't use a screwdriver. I can get it apart.
Is that so they can get a donor drive?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they do. So I'm kind of interested how this experience is going to work out.
Yeah, I would be too. I mean, I
report
finally
back.
gave mine away.
And report back how good they are. Well, it's 5 years of her business on there. I'm like, why are you using an external hard drive when I put a brand new SSD drive in your tower? You're using a spinning drive.
Was she doing it as a backup, or what?
I think she did that to keep her kids or whatnot from destroying data because it's the only tower I think she has in her home. Because she does operate her business out of her home, even though she has a separate place. I'm like, well, how come you don't have a computer in this? Never mind. It's another long story.
Yeah, sounds like the battery was wired wrong with all the batteries wired in series. Be happy you got some type of answer.
Yeah,
Most of them
exactly.
just do not answer. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're letting me keep that battery so I can take that apart. With my knowledge, I might be able to fix this battery and now I'll have two for the price of one. $60. But that's a $460 battery. So I'm not complaining one bit. I even wrote him a nice email back. I'm glad you're back from your holiday vacation. You guys have been wonderful. I've asked about what size brake pads I use and this and that and the other. You guys respond within 2 hours. I'm not complaining, but at first I didn't hear nothing. I was starting to get a little mad. I even explained to him, I said, I recommended this bike to several people. Even my brother even has one, the exact same model. I got to thinking about that today. I said, hey, can I borrow your battery for a little while? I'll give you a brand new one. I got to think about it. Nah, don't even tell him about it because he'll hop on that on the heartbeat. And I'll never get the old one back. We had so much rain, it sat for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And when I went to ride it, when we had some nice sunny weather, I rode it to one place and stopped and went to another store and it quit. I'm like, what's going on? But this is interesting. There's a main power switch on